Hello, hello, everybody. Our audio should be good. I think I already changed the title of the stream. Welcome to our surprise stream Tuesday. We did say we were going to stream every day. We just didn't say we were going to tell you when we were streaming every day. It's probably a better idea to tell you when we're streaming. But you know, when you set times, then you got to stick to times. And right now, my schedule is all over the place, so I can't really stick to a time. Not every day, but yeah, today I think we're doing good. I think we're okay today. Yeah, so if you can hop on, great. If you can't, it's okay. I'm just trying to keep a promise. You know, I said I was going to stream every day, so that's what I'm going to do. Whether people want to watch it or not is up to them. As always, if you can dual stream, that is always appreciated. But if you can't, that's okay. All right. So I didn't put up any questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start talking. What's up, Matthew Ward? I see you. If you got some questions, go ahead, drop them in the chat. You're, I think, our first person that is on. So one thing that I wanted to talk about as soon as I started this is the Polaris switch, and just in general, like what's happening with these prices, right? Because I know a lot of people are feeling really meh about CitizenCon, or not about CitizenCon, about IAE right now. And I guess I expected what we have, so I'm not as upset. What's up, Blue? What's up, Meat Salad? What's up, Sand Chimera? What's up? Shout out to the double streamers. So yeah, I'm not upset about IAE. I guess when it comes to IAE, I don't really look at it as like, oh my goodness, we're getting new ships and there's going to be some exciting thing that's going to happen during IAE. I look at it as like, ooh, CCUs. Ooh, the ability to get ships that I've decided during the year that I want to put in my fleet. So that's kind of my thing. Like I guess I don't look towards it as this super exciting event so much as I'm just excited to be able to fill gaps in my CCU chains or my upgrade chains. And I look at it as an ability to purchase ships. What's up, Radium? That I don't have, that I need to get the final CCUs on ships that I might want during the year, right? So like in my video for the ship sale today hasn't come out yet, but what's up, Stuffed Avocado? What's up, Mick? Or MK, my bad. What's up? You got your Nursa? That's what's up. That's what I like to hear. What's up, Omega? So the thing that I like to do really is I start IAE. Generally before IAE, I look at all of my ships and I'm like, do I need to change any of these? And the needs are first, like which ones do I need to change? When I looked at my ships this year, I needed to melt some so that I could get better CCU chains to them because I didn't fully understand how to do the upgrade paths when I first started doing my CCU chains. If you got questions, ask them now. Let's get these questions popping in both of the chats. Ask whatever questions you got. Just make sure you put question in front of it. And also dual stream if you can on both YouTube and Twitch. And make sure you leave in comments a few minutes apart so that I know that you qualify for both of those prizes. Yeah, so one thing I noticed is after I get my needs, like this, for instance, just an example of one of the needs that I had this year. I needed, I kind of already said one of them, which is that I needed to get better deals on some of my CCU chains. So I think I had one that was only saving like 12% or something. And I was like, no, I can do much better than that. I can get it at least 30% is my minimum. If I'm not saving at least 30%, then I need to fix that. And there were some that I thought I was saving 30% on, and it was like 25 or 20. And I was like, nope, I can do better. So if I'm not saving 30%, I don't even want it. So that was one thing. Another part of it, after, you know, I've looked at my needs, is now I look at my wants, right? There's ships that I want, you know, and they're more so, It's something I could do without, because obviously I've always said you really only need 4 ships in the game. But, you know, if you can get 4, if you can get a little bit more than 4, if you can afford a little bit more than 4, you can go a little bit more than 4. And so if anything above 4, I'm going to say is a want for pretty much anybody. So yeah, my after I look at my wants, those I normally get CCU chains for. And that means I just purchased the final CCU in that chain. So one of the ones that I purchased was like, what's one that I'm not? Like the Star Lancer tack, right? So I don't need to outright buy a Star Lancer tack right now because it's not even out yet. So I just get the CCU for it and then I start my chain for it. That's what I do with my wants. So this is what I use IAE for. And I don't think everybody uses it for the same thing. I think a lot of people are like super looking forward to new ships. People are super looking forward to like, the best war bonds and stuff. Where it's like, yes, I get that because war bonds are a thing for me as well. But I think when I look at IAE, it's just like, oh, I get to make sure I have all of the pieces to start my CCU chains and stuff. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of the thing I wanted to start talking about. IAE I know it's been disappointing to a lot of people, but I've had fun. It's hard for me to feel how you're feeling because I've had fun. I love IAE just because of the ability to talk about all of the ships. I've reviewed every ship except the brand new ones that have been announced, recently. I still have to review, I got to review the 2 F7Cs, the new F7, or no, the F7R and the F7S. Those both came out. I have to review the Terrapin Medic, and then I have to review the, what is the other one? The Intrepid. So 4 reviews that'll be coming. Actually 5, because I still owe you the Argo CSV SM review. So that'll be coming out too. Yeah. So I owe you like 5 reviews. What's up, Benny? What's up, Scorpio? This is an all chat stream. So if you don't leave anything in the chat, I'll just keep rambling on. But make sure you put questions in. If you have questions, just make sure you put question in front of it. And also shout out to the dual streamers. You know who you are. Always doing a lot. What's up, Ubo? So another thing that I wanted to talk about is, of course, the Polaris price increase. We've been saying it for years, people. We've been saying it for years. The Polaris is underpriced. It's underpriced. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. And sure enough, they did it. And they did it more than I thought. I thought the Polaris was going to end up being $850 and $950 at the most, but I did think it was possible that it would go up to $800 and $900 because I knew they weren't going to push it up to $1,000 because then they have to guarantee LTI on it, and I knew they weren't going to do that. So yeah, for me, $975 was a little bit more, but the $850 price was exactly what I was expecting. I thought it would be $850 and $950, but $975, they're like, yeah, you're going to pay for it. If you want to use credits, you're going to use all your credits. So that's what they're doing. To enter the giveaway, what do you have to do? So Benny, what you have to do is, if you want to just do YouTube, we give away a skin on YouTube. So you can just stay on YouTube and make sure you leave 2 comments 7 minutes apart and you're qualified. Do that on as many streams as you want, and then you get entered to win as many times as you do it. If you want to win both, go over to Twitch. Twitch, I'm giving away a Argo CSV SM vehicle. So Twitch gets a little bit better prizes because they have that long ad break that they have to suffer through. So there's 2 prizes. You qualify for both if you dual stream. That's why I'm always saying go over and dual stream. And that's an option, of course. You don't have to do both. What's up, Deadites? What's up, Ryan? So you don't have to do both. You only have to do one, but you can win both prizes. In fact, speaking of Ryan and Deadites, Ryan won both. The first time I did this, Ryan actually won both. So that just goes to show you how dual streaming is the best way to go. And yeah, I couldn't have planned that. I wish I was smart enough to even think of that. Phoenix is already sold out. I'm shocked that the Phoenix is sold out because it comes with what, 10-year insurance. You can just get the Fortuna pack, which does not sell out, and it's a better value to me. But if you don't like the green skin, then I get it. But yeah, I was surprised that it was sold out. But I don't think it's sold out immediately. From what I could tell, it was available for like 30 minutes. So as long as you were on and were willing to purchase one, I think you were able to get one. Yeah, I do think that ship is getting its PDCs now. So because it'll get its PDCs, I think it'll be okay. Yeah, but the price increases. The Polaris got one. The, what else got one? What was it? The Pioneer got one as well. And tomorrow's Pioneer Day, folks. Tomorrow's Argo, what is it? Argo, Kruger, Consolidated Outland, and there's one other one. I can't think of the other one. But either way, it's Pioneer Day. It's Pioneer Day. It's going to be, what did they say it was going to be? I think they said $850 and $950 or something. Or no, it was $75. So it went up to $825 and $950, I believe. So it's actually, weirdly enough, it's limited stock and it costs less than the Polaris. So the Polaris has got to be going into limited stock. That's the only thing that would make sense, is if the Polaris went into limited stock after this sale. I could understand this being the last sale. What's up, Ethnification? I can understand this being the last sale of it being available outside of limited stock, but I would imagine it going into limited after this sale. Yeah, because it was in limited, then they took it out. So it's had a weird history. Yeah, but the price increases, the lack of really good CCUs, I think is going to make a lot of people think less of this IAE. But we still got, what, 4 days to go? So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think the later sales, if you're still trying to get, oh yeah, so Meat Salad says it right here. Phoenix lasted a while though. Later sales today will probably be open for a while. Yeah, I think if you really want to get a Phoenix, you can get one. So, yeah. To the folks that are just joining, make sure you're dual streaming so you qualify for both of those prizes: the Argo CSV SM on Twitch and the skin that we give away on YouTube. Make sure if you have questions, you put question in front of your question so that I can pull them out. Speaking of which, we got a few. San Chimera says, do you think Phoenix is better for solo player than Andromeda because of the PDC? I do not. The reason I think it is not better is because of the missiles. The amount of missiles that the Andromeda has is absolutely ridiculous. Now, the PDCs in their ability to, you know, shoot small things and keep you from getting missile fired on is really cool. But I would rather have two people in the Phoenix. But if I'm just going solo, I'd rather have the Andromeda. Shout out to the dual streamers, much appreciated. What's up, Doc Yeet? I see you. MK Porter, Tyler Tiffin, what's up? Yeah, sales are tanking because they won't hire Billionaire Ninja, man. Look, this is all they need to do, right? Look, hire me. I'll go up in there. I'll fix it up. Fix it up real quick. Look, let me tell you my first 5 moves, right? First 5 moves. Boom. And this is just coming off the top of the head. Like, I could sit and probably write a better first 5 moves, but just hear me out. Okay, listen. I walk in the door. First thing I do is make LTI purchasable. All right? That's the first thing I'm doing. Sales through the roof, first day. And I make it limited purchasable, so you can only purchase it on certain days. You can't just purchase it every day that you want, but I will make it to where it's available at Invictus and it's available at IAE, and I will create events where it is purchasable for certain ships. So you will have other opportunities to get it, but you can only get it during those events, which kind of spreads out the money throughout the year so people aren't just like, well, I can't get all of my LTI, right? Then I will make it cost 10% of the value of the ship, right? So if you got if you got a $100 ship, then it's $10. If you got a $1,000 ship, then it's $100, so on and so forth, right? And then that way it scales with the ship. The only people that are really gonna hurt with that would be the people that are buying just under $1,000 ships, because they'll have to pay the most. But everything 1,000 and up still has LTI anyway, so you wouldn't be worried about it, right? Then for the ships that don't have LTI, I kind of solved the LTI problem with that. The second thing that I would do is I would create packs that are more centered around what people actually want, rather than just all of Aegis or all of Anvil or all of whatever, right? And I think you can tailor them around the jobs that are available. The bounty hunter pack, the medic pack, the miners pack, stuff like that. Then I would do capital packs along with that, right? So I'm putting the Idris M, the Pioneer, and what else? What else is another ship? And the Kraken in a pack. And I'm just gonna say, here you go, all 3 of the ships that you might want right now. Boom, there you go. And I would change that. I would change that based on whatever's coming out that year. So those are just 2 moves, right? The third move I would do is make sure that the CCUs were focused, right? So anytime people do upgrades, right, I would allow people to complete their CCU chains every IAE by offering the massive deals. You got to remember, this is Black Friday. People have their wallets open. So Black Friday it out. I mean, every day I'd have three connecting CCU chains every single day, so that people, remember, there's war bonds. You're trying to get people to spend actual money. Have those things connect so people have a reason to buy all 3 of them. There's no point in having a war bond CCU that nobody wants. Your prices are going to suffer unless you are offering massive discounts. It's all digital assets, CIG. You're not actually losing money. That's what you got to remember. Then my 4th step is I would take all of the starter ships and make them the exact same price, all of the advanced starters and make them the exact same price, so that your first 2 steps are based on the capabilities of the ship and not the looks of, or the capabilities and looks of the ship, rather than the price of the ship, because nobody cares what the price differences are at that stage. Just what can the ship do, and do I like the look of it? And then my fifth and final thing that I would do, well, I would do more than 5, but my 5th thing that I would do is I would actually go and look at the numbers of which ships are the most popular and which ships are not popular, and I would upgrade every ship that is not popular and make it do something more. Give people a reason to buy every single ship in the game, regardless of what stage it's at. There you go. There's my 5 things. If you're watching this live, you got all that. That was just a stream of consciousness. I wasn't reading from a list or anything. But yeah, automatically going to sell more if you do those things. All right. Now we should have some questions. Shout out to the dual streamers. I see you. Let's see what you got over here on Twitch. It says a lot of people dual streaming. I appreciate you. Just got a TAC and thinking of upgrading to a Galaxy and buying back the TAC or Perseus. Out of those 3, I think the Perseus is the best of the 3, depending on what you want. The TAC is the best all-around ship. The Galaxy is better for if you need at least 2 of those modules, and you're going to have the ability to swap those out. But I think it's going to require a little bit more crew. So if you can't crew the Galaxy, I would stay away from it. The Perseus is the best fighting ship of the 3, but the TAC is the best all around. So you have to kind of, it depends on what you need there, but all 3 could be good depending on your situation. All right, YouTube, what you got as far as questions? I see some more on here. Does IAE have new war bonds at the grand finale? Yes, they do. They have them all the way up until they are no longer selling the ships. Some love over on YouTube, much appreciated. To enter the giveaway, I already answered that one. Let's see. Sales are tanking, 30% down from last year. Yep, I'm not surprised. One of the things that happens, though, around this time is people start closing their wallets. This is when you know whether people are actually closing their wallets or not. And I do think people are finally closing their wallets because they are waiting for their ships. Give me my ships. But we did just get the Polaris. We're getting the Idris soon. So, you know, you're starting to get your stuff. But CIG, it's time. You got to make this thing a game. Make it a game. People are no longer playing around. They want their game. So I think you seeing that the numbers are down will be part of it. But at the same time, San Chimera, remember, their biggest sale hasn't happened yet, which is today. They're giving the Polaris. The Polaris, how many Polarises they sell, that's going to be a big thing to know. How many Polarises they're going to sell. They're going to immediately sell out of the Pioneer, which it sells out every year, but with the increased price, that's going to probably cover some of the losses. And then if they announce that Anvil Paladin, that thing is going to sell out immediately. So there's still some new ships to come and maybe a few more surprises that we don't know about. So that's all I'm saying is we can't count them out yet, but yeah. Not many Polaris sales with the $195 price increase. Fanmasia, I think there will be. I think a lot of people are going to buy that thing because here's the thing. If you already have a ship that's more expensive than the Polaris, you're probably going to get loaned one, so you don't need to buy it because you're just going to keep that until you own one. But if you are seeing how amazing that ship is and seeing how easy it is for it to take you out because you don't have one, you're probably going to be more likely to get one. Now, I do think there's so many people that already own a Polaris that it's already going to be out there a lot. So you got to remember, if the sales are going down, it's probably because people are really starting to fill out their fleets. You can only own so many Javelins, so many Krakens, so many Polarises, so many Idris before at a certain point you're just like, okay, I'm just kind of sitting on these things here. At this point, I probably should stop buying them. And then people aren't able to sell them as much, right? Like I noticed that a lot of things that I saw at the beginning of the year that were available on the gray market are still available on the gray market. So all the scalpers that are buying them just to resell them, they can't sell them anymore. People are closing their wallets, and the first place that they close their wallets to is the gray market. So yeah, I don't know that CIG will be hurt by the percentage down from last year. Because again, they have so many tricks up their sleeves that they could just make money immediately. There's certain ships. I mean, we haven't had Anvil Day. Anvil is a money-making powerhouse. So, I mean, we haven't had Drake Day. Drake Day, money-making powerhouse. So, it depends. You know, if they were doing them in the exact same order every year, I might believe that the 30% thing was going to stay that way. But until the end of IAE, I can't really go anything on the numbers. Yes, the mole will be on sale tomorrow, Tyler. Another question: if you could make your own ship for Star Citizen, what manufacturer would it be and its role? Now, this question can go two ways. If I could make any ship versus if I could make a realistic ship. So I'm going to go realistic ship because I think if I could make any ship question is a bit larger. Right now, I would make an Argo science ship. That's what I would make. I would make an Argo capital science ship. Actually, it doesn't have to be capital. It would be capital because it would have capital components, but it wouldn't be as big as the Endeavor because it would be completely dedicated to science, whereas the Endeavor is not. The Endeavor is a modular ship. So I would do a Argo completely dedicated to science ship, and it would have all the cool Argo interior stuff because I am a science nerd in this game. So there you have it. Yeah, it would probably cost at when it came out, it would probably be super cheap just because I would want a bunch of people to get it. So it would probably be like, oh, let's see, it would be probably, it'd be a little bit larger than the Galaxy. And the Galaxy's 380. But it would be a little bit larger than that. It'd probably be somewhere between the Galaxy and the Ironclad. No, it would be a little bit bigger than the Ironclad. So I'm going to say it would probably be, because I wanted to be cheap, I want to sell it a lot, I'd probably put it at $475 when it came out. And then $475 with cash, and then $525. No, it'd have to be more than that. So it'd have to be $550 with credits, and then it'd probably jump up to $650 and $750. Yeah, I think that'd work. That would work. That'd work for me. What else we got? Make sure you put question in front of the question. If you're dual streaming, much appreciated. Make sure you dual stream if you want to win both prizes, the Argo CSVSM for Twitch and the skin for YouTube. And make sure you're leaving comments. Don't just watch. If you're a lurker, just leave a comment and you'll qualify for that day. What I mean by dual streaming is watching on Twitch and watching on YouTube. That really helps us out. What other questions do we got? I think we got some more questions in here. Capital class size Mustang Alpha that cruised 100. I got as much as I could, but got a work call in the middle of it. So much for a day off. Okay, much appreciated. Question, is the F7C upgrade token useless now? I don't know what you mean. Do you mean upgrading from the F7C to the F7A? I do not think that is useless. I do think you should wait as long as possible before you apply it. I would wait till all of the F7 variants are out. Why are there only one Warbond CCUs this year? They did the same thing last year, Shimpasta. There was only one Warbond per day. And I think that's kind of the way they're doing it. I don't think it's the best move, because one of the things that I said earlier, I gave my little 5 things that I would do day one if they let me come in and switch things around at CIG. I think what they're forgetting is that there are people who mostly CCU chain, and if you just give them 3 CCU chains in a row, they will spend real money to get those that day. So if you give me 3 connecting CCUs, I will buy all 3 of those, because I'm like, oh yes, this is going to complete my chain. Then I will spend the money and get the ship, right? So if they were connecting these chains every day, they could do it every day and just give you 3 chains. Like, let's say for Polaris Day, right? Well, no, I want to do something a little bit easier. What was the first day? I don't know. Let's just do it this way. Let's say the Banu Merchantman one from the other day. It's $650. I'm pretty sure there's a $625 ship, but let's assume we're going from $600, right? I would give you a $50 CCU from the $600 ship to the $650 ship. I would give you a $25 CCU from the $575 to the $575 ship to the $600 ship, and then I would give you another $50 CCU from the $525 ship to the $575 ship, and I would give all 3 of those to you on the same day, so that you could like take a big chunk of your CCU chain, pay for all 3 war bonds, save like $150, but you just put money into the game because you had to buy all 3 war bonds for 25, 15, 20, whatever dollar, however many dollar amounts I connect to it. But if you buying three upgrades, that means you just put 25, let's say all of them were 25, you just put $75 into the game. Yes, you saved a metric ton of money, but you just put money into the game, and getting people to put money into the game is the point. These are digital assets, CIG. And if they're not hull limited ships, let people buy them. Let people buy them. That's another thing that I would change. I would make some of the most popular ships available more often. Now, one thing I will say is they did have a bunch of ship sales this year. They had a bunch of them. So I don't think that they were doing them correctly, because I do think they kind of need a little bit more focus on selling packs with better discounts or packs with better ships. And I also think they need to sell the more popular ships on some of these days. So yeah, they could work on it. Let's see. Question, why are there only, oh wait, we already answered that one. Big money day is tomorrow and Saturday. Yep, I do think those are two big money days. Make sure you put question in front of your question so that I could pull it out of the massive amount of chat. What's up, Gray Shade? Let's see. Do you think the Pioneer will be as quick a sellout as the Idris? Yes. Faster than the Idris, to be completely honest with you, because it's cheaper than the Idris. And because it's the new hotness, it's going to sell out. I think you got 15 seconds if you're lucky. 15 seconds from the time you see it to click it, put it in your cart, put in your amount of credits, click the little thing that pops up saying that it's a concept ship, press accept, then go down and press the button, and including the amount of time it takes to load to actually process the payment. You have 15 seconds max, meaning you might have 10 seconds. So if you don't get it within that 15 seconds, I wouldn't even attempt to press the button. I would just leave it in my cart until the next time sale, because then all you have to do is, as soon as the time changes, boom, you hit purchase, you're done. So that's the thing. If you don't get it in that 15 seconds, just leave it in your cart. But yeah, I think it'll be the fastest selling ship this year. The Pioneer is going to be the fastest selling ship this year. 15 seconds. Whales are getting to maximum capacity, and the dolphins or starter buyers want to see progress before they buy stuff. Great comment. One of the things that I think is happening is exactly as you're saying, whales are like, I've got all the ships now. I've been waiting so long for the game. I've got all the ships I want. I'm one of those people, right? Like, I've spent more than $10,000 on this game, and I'm getting to that point, right? However, with the things that they announced earlier, I think I'm gonna purchase more ships now, which is rare for people who are in this category, right? Because most people at this category already have most of the ships they want. But I'm kind of going back and rethinking, so I'm gonna get 5 more vehicles and I'm gonna get 4 more ships, but I'm using credits for all this stuff, right? So it's like money I've already put in the game. So there's that. I mean, this is money I've already put into the game, so they're not really getting new money from a person like me. Maybe a few war bonds and stuff like that, because I'm trying to save a little money on those, but that's it. So otherwise, they would have a new capital ship, and boom. And they missed 2 opportunities to sell capital ships. And why haven't they sold the Starlancer build yet? I mean, you could sell it with whatever you think is going to go in it, and it would sell out. So that's one thing I'm wondering. Why isn't the Mirai Guardian for sale? They should know enough about it to sell it. So I'm wondering why that isn't for sale. And the Misfortune, they didn't even show it, and that could have been for sale. There's just so many missed opportunities for this particular IAE. Maybe that's what they're counting on, is maybe they're gonna fill out the last month with those new sales, just to like get people to open their wallets again. Yeah, that's the only thing I can guess. But yeah, the people at the top, they've got all their ships. What's up, Citizen Ninja? One of the things I'm noticing is the people at the top, they've got all their ships. The people that are brand new, just starting to buy, are like, well, I don't think the game is a scam anymore, but I'm still not spending more than $100 on a ship. And then you have the people in the middle who are like, I'm not going to ever be a concierge, but I might buy $400 to $600 worth of ships. and you have to give me a reason to buy those, right? And those people are really, they really pay attention to the numbers. They normally know about the upgrade CCU game, and they're playing it. And those people are not just spending money like crazy. So those are the people you really have to go over, or you have to win over, you know, because you can only buy so many starter packs. You can only buy so many starter ships, you know. We're 35 minutes in. This is a 1 hour stream, but yeah, get those questions in. We still got 25 minutes at least for this stream, so make sure you get those questions in. Make sure you put question in front of it. Shout out to the dual streamers. It looks like we got a bunch of people dual streaming, so much appreciated. As always, if you dual stream, make sure that you leave comments while you're dual streaming so that you can qualify for both of those prizes. Let's see, where are we at? I really want that medium salvage ship. Yep, I do think we'll get that. I think it'll be a 2-person salvage ship, like dedicated to maybe a 3rd person. Maybe it should have 3 beds. 3 beds would make more sense, but I think it should be operational with 2, like a minimum 2, maximum 3. I think that would be perfect, because if you get 4 people, you could run, I mean, heck, with 3 people, you can run a pretty solid operation in a reclaimer, but 4 to 5 is probably best for a reclaimer. Whereas, so you really want that one to like thread the needle at the 2 and 3 people mark. Damon, what's up? You said, I love my Polaris. I got an Erasure with a good CCU. Love the game as I now have a Polaris, Reclaimer, F8C Corsair, and a Rastra. Just need to get an Odyssey. I respect it. Did you get your CCU to the Odyssey already, Damon? I think you mentioned it. Yeah, start that CCU chain though. The gap between the Vulture and Reclaimer is too big. You're correct. What are the medium? What's the medium salvage ship? The medium salvage ship has not been announced yet. Medium one would be nice. I like the Vulture 2. Polaris for the win. If you spread out the buyer's remorse, it won't set in until the 5th. Let's see. Ironclad or Galaxy. If you're only getting one big ship, the Ironclad. Ironclad is, to me, going to be one of the best ships in the game. It's already like pooping all over like 4 other ships. Either one, whichever one you get, it's already pooping on 2 other ships. Whereas the Galaxy, you could argue maybe it'll be a better refinery ship or maybe a better medical, maybe, but you're going to be arguing. Whereas the Ironclad, it's not an argument. It's a definite. It's better than like 4 other ships that are in its class. So I would say Ironclad. I still think they should have specific packs for people looking to get into the game with a friend to Spirit. I agree with you. I think at the lower end when you're doing packs, obviously it should come with the game. But one thing I don't like is they're starting to take the Squadron 42 out of it. And I think that's what really sells those packs for the lower end people. Like I can get both games and I can get this starter ship. And then you can charge a little bit more for it, right? So if you take a $65 ship, and you're saying, okay, we'll include a Star Citizen with it, and you charge $20 extra, you're charging 20 for Star Citizen, right? So now they're paying $85 for it. But you could easily get them to spend $100 if you threw Squadron 42 in there. And now you take somebody who was only going to spend $65, and they would have stopped at $65. Now they're spending $100. And if they're already spending $100, maybe you have a little bit extra for another $15 or $20. You have, a slightly better ship that also includes those things. Now, all of a sudden, somebody that was only going to spend $65 is now spending $125. It's just marketing, people. Like, I mean, I do have a degree in this stuff, so I'm not trying to turn this into a class. I'm just saying, CIG, I'm available. My prices are pretty steep, but I am available if you need my help. What else we got on here? Let's see. Why is it not possible to CCU to a Connie Phoenix? That's a good question for CIG, but basically they want the Constellation Phoenix to be limited because they want they don't want limited ships, hull limited ships to only be the expensive ones. They want some of the smaller ones to be limited as well. And I think the Constellation Phoenix is kind of supposed to be a special edition of the Constellation, which is why I want one, because I do think rare ships being rare in and of themselves, I think, is a good thing. And that's one of the ships that I want. I want that ship mainly because it's rare, but I also love, obviously, if you look at my background, I obviously have a lot of love for the Phoenix. So it's going to be one of my guilty pleasures, but I also don't think people should be getting guilty pleasures until they have finished their fleets. It's one of the things I'll keep saying until I have no more breath in my chest. Do not buy your I think it's cool ships until you have your I need it ships. Once you have your I need it ships, then you can buy your I think it's cool ships, and you will feel much better about it. Let's see. New to the F5 war, if you click purchase and it doesn't go through, does that affect the next time you try? Not necessarily. I think if you really have to time it. If you don't get it within the first 15 seconds, if you are going through all your steps and you look at the clock and it says that you're past the 15-second mark and you're at the first sale of the day, I would not click that button, because once you click buy, if you don't make it through, if that purchase doesn't go through, it leaves your cart. Whereas if you don't click purchase, it stays in your cart until the next availability that day. So if you got it into your cart at 11 a.m., this is all Eastern time, so do your conversion. But if you got it into your cart at 11 a.m. and then they sell it again at 7 p.m., now all you got to do is go to your cart, have that open when it hits 7 p.m., and then all you got to do is click purchase, and boom, you have it. However, if you tried to risk it after that 15-second mark and you didn't get it, now you have to put it in your cart again and try to get it again. So it's better to just leave it in your cart if you know for a fact you're not gonna meet that 15 seconds within the first first go for it. What's the dread care routine? I'm constantly getting fluff in mine. I get fluff in mine, but I have a wife, so that I would say there's my routine. My wife takes really good care of my locks, and my sister-in-law actually used to do my hair, and when it was really small, and because of all the work that they put in, and my sister does hair professionally, so they just had all of that stuff figured out. So with the combination of my sister-in-law and my wife, I don't really have to do much. They just look how they look. So shout out to my wife and shout out to my sister-in-law. Ironclad or Galaxy? Oh, I already said that one. I have a old free CCU from the Phoenix to the Carrack. Wow. Oh, but you have to get a Phoenix. Now, one thing I will say is they do sell a $450 pack at Stella Fortuna, which happens in March. And that Phoenix is much easier to get. It does not sell out as quickly. So if your whole thing is you're trying to get the Phoenix just so you can upgrade it to the Carrack, buy that pack, because not only is that pack rarer, but you can use the rest of the ships are kind of like extra, and you can use those for, whatever you need to. The only thing is, then you'll have a Carrack with no LTI unless you do the whole super upgrade nomad thing, but you'll have to Google that one. Let's see. I have a 600i and Caterpillar now, wanting to upgrade to an Arastra and leaning on getting rid of the Cat. Yes, the Arastra carries, if I'm not mistaken, 500 SCU, which is very similar to what the Caterpillar can carry. That's an absolute, and it's overall, I mean, it's not modular. The Caterpillar will be modular. So unless you only bought the Caterpillar for its modularity, the Arastra seems to be the better overall ship. Obviously, it's much more expensive, so I would hope it's better. But now you have a ship that can do mining. If you're not interested in mining, it can just purely be a refining ship, and it can be a cargo ship, which that's one of the reasons I love the Arastra, folks. Even if you don't want to mine, you could literally, it could just be your large refinery and cargo ship, and it would still be totally worth that price. Like, it is Awesome. You said it's raw cargo. It's only ore cargo only. I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's correct. I'm pretty sure it's being able to be sold. That was one of the selling points for the Arastra. I have what else we got? We had a few more questions in here. I think they are holding off the new ships until the end of the quarter for ship fatigue from all the ships. If they had these new options, people might not be as many tried and true. They might be able to crowbar open some wallets. Now, I do think that might be a good. I think that's a good strategy, but they needed at least a few of them available now to create the hype for later. So, for instance, the Paladin is going to sell like hotcakes. That should be its own little event. I can understand why that one's there. The Mirai Guardian may or may not sell. We don't know what's in it. You have to build the hype up. The hype isn't really existent. It's going to drop actually after IAE because the hype was leading into IAE. There's a lot of people who turn off their Star Citizen brains after IAE because they're like, nothing's going to happen until at least February. Like February is when Star Citizen starts back up, so to speak. So you're going to miss out on those people who turn off their Star Citizen brains after IAE. And I think with the smaller ships, you can risk it. But with the smaller ships, you can't risk it. But with the bigger ships, you can, because bigger ships are going to sell regardless. But the smaller ships, all those should be coming out now. And I'm pretty sure the medical terrapin will be available as far as the anvil, and that might sell a few because people have been waiting on that. But I think you needed a few more of the smaller ships and maybe one big ship. The Starlancer TAC and the Starlancer Max don't quite fit the bill. So I just think you needed just one big ship in the mix to kind of throw it all together. We already knew about the Polaris. We already knew. I mean, these were ships that were already going to be purchased anyway. So, yeah, it's a little different, I think. I want to buy larger ships and have faith in LFGing for crew, but I feel like it's a waste because I have no friends to really capitalize on the big ships. That's what, I mean, you have a good point. LFGing, I don't think will be hard. There's plenty of people who just refuse to buy big ships or large ships. So if you get the ship, you can crew it. It's just a matter of when you'll be able to crew it, because you might log on and be like, I only have 2 hours to play, and you may not be able to crew it in that 2 hours because there's so many other people that are crewing other ships. At the same time, this is what orgs are for, right? So join an org, you'll always have a crew. You'll always be able to see whether you can get people to log on at that time. And there also are LFG groups that you can go into where you can go to those online websites and you can just be like, hey, I'm looking to get into Star Citizen at this time if anybody's going to be playing. And then you can meet with people that way. And of course, what they announced at CitizenCon was that they will have an LFG thing in the app. So, you know, do with that information what you will, but I do think you will be able to crew your ships if you use all the tools available to you. Let's see. Best part about the Phoenix is the bar. Yes, it is. That is the best part about my Phoenix. You know, I would grab one, but this is a family show. I would grab one of those, but you know, we try to keep it you know, PG around here, you know, as much as we can. It's good for the sponsors. Let's see. Oh, Omega Radium subscribed with your Prime. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. We did hit our subscriber goal, so we got to set a new one. I think we're going to go for 300. Might as well. Let's see. Question, is the Fortuna Pack LTI? No, it is not. The Fortuna Pack is not LTI. In order to make it LTI, you have to get one of those Nomad LTI upgrades, and then it does turn it into LTI. Sand Chimera, always with the dual stream coming through. I appreciate all of you who dual stream. Remember to do, what's up, Ray? Remember to dual stream if you want to qualify for both prizes, and make sure you are leaving comments in between so you're good. Still looking for crew to do save Stanton with. All right, look, people. I really want to do save Stanton. I need time, space, and opportunity. I do think I'll have some time tonight. But I thought I'd have time yesterday. I thought I'd have time the day before that. I thought I'd have time the day before. Well, I did have time the day before that, but I couldn't log in. So now I'm just like, I'll just try every night. I'm going to try every single night until I get it done. I'm going to try. The good news is I don't have the distraction of the Steam Deck as much anymore because I did finish downloading all of my games to my Steam Deck. If you don't have a Steam Deck, the thing is wonderful. I thought, why do I need a Steam Deck? I have this super powerful PC. I got sticks. I got Razer Tartarus. I got pedals. I got Stream Decks. I got Xbox Elite controllers and headsets and all this stuff. I was like, why would I get a Steam Deck? And now that I have one, I'm like, why did I not have a Steam Deck? It is awesome. Like, just to be able, now I will say this, don't get a Steam Deck if your whole intent is like, I need the best graphics and I need the best everything. What I think the Steam Deck is great at is playing your older games. It's for catching up on your older library or playing like, you know, emulator games and stuff like that. It's for catching up on the older games that it can play well. It can play some of the new titles really well too, don't get me wrong. But that's what I think it's best used for, and that's where I'm at. Most of the time, I don't have the ability to come down to, you know, the man cave and turn everything on. It's too much of a hassle, or you know, maybe the baby is sitting there, or one of my kids or something, and it's just like, you know, I don't want to bring them into my space. I'd rather just be able to sit on the couch and do what I have to do for my PC gaming. All right, enough gushing about that. I did that last stream. I'm not going to gush over the Steam Deck. I just think it's really cool. The Legends Fortuna pack has 6 months insurance, but LTI can be added to it if you obtain an LTI Nomad CCU to upgrade the Fortuna Rover, which adds LTI to the pack. The Warbond Fortuna pack is like getting all of the vehicles at their concept price and $5 off the Phoenix price last time I checked. That is correct. Citizen Ninja coming through again with the information. Question, still, oh, yeah, I already answered that. Yes, I am looking for crew. If you added me, you know what? Right after this, I'm actually going to log on to the game and accept a lot of those friend requests. So if you meant to friend request me, it's Billionaire Ninja, no S at the end, just Billionaire Ninja, and that's how you send a friend request to me. I'm going to log on right after the stream and accept a lot of those friend requests. I'm not going to play right after the stream because I have life to live, but tonight I will try to make an attempt to play, as I do every day. It's like, I feel like I'm Pinky in the Brain with this, where it's like, what are we going to do tonight? And it's like, I'm going to try to take over, well, save Stanton. I'm going to try to save Stanton tonight. Oh my goodness. I really am trying. But I will say, like I said, the Steam Deck was a distraction. It is no longer a distraction. So I am much more likely to be able to do it. We should be on at 7:30 Central. I don't know if I'll be on at that time, but maybe a little bit later. So if I log on, it'll be pretty late. So it'll probably be closer to 9 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, something like that. So I don't know. That actually might work out because I think Central Time's like a few hours behind, something like that. If you don't get the Pinky and the Brain reference, that was from the Animaniacs. If you ever watched that show, it was on in the 90s. They had kind of it came back a little bit. I'm not sure if it's still on TV, but it came back, I think, like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 2020, something like that. But yeah, so yeah, if you watch my shows, you're going to get a lot of 90s and 2000s references. Hey, what can I say? Let's see. Shout out to the dual streamers. I see we're still adding more dual streamers. Much appreciated. Let's see what else we got. Do you think the Polaris would make a good solo ERT ship? Polaris would make a good solo ERT ship if I position the F8C in the hangar and use the Polaris to haul the cargo. Absolutely. This is one of the I'm so glad you brought that up. Omniscient brought up this because one of the things that I think people think is that if you have a ship like this, you have to fight with this ship. You don't. But make sure it's locked up when you leave it because somebody's going to come by and try to steal it if you don't leave it locked up. So make sure once you get out of that hangar, you get out, close those doors, and then get back into your F8C, which is kind of a hassle, but you can do it. Yeah, but you can obviously get inside Polaris, take it close enough to the ERT, hop into your F8C, get out, do your ERT, and then come back, and then go back and collect all the cargo, put it in the Polaris. That is absolutely a use. However, so much more fun if you just add one person, because then you don't have to do all that legwork. But you're also risking your Polaris, so just be aware. And Polaris is going to be like candy for pirates, so just know. What's up, Flashpoint? Thanks for the dual stream. Let's see. They're going to hold a few military ships back for Fleet Week. Absolutely. Bro, these prices, I get capital ships being expensive, but come on with the $200 plus fighters. Yes. So there are cheaper fighters and there are better fighters, honestly, to be completely honest with you. I do think the $350 and $300 fighter, the F8C let's say that the right way, the Glaive and the F8C, the Scythe, I do think some of those super expensive ships in the long run will be the best fighters, but price to performance, you're probably going to want to stay under the $100 because if you're under $100, you got the Arrow, you got the Gladius, you got the Avenger Titan. There's just so many good fighters out there. You really don't need those $200+ ships unless those are fitting a role that you specifically need. Star Lancer as a fighter with the Fury in there. Hey, I can see it. The TAC at least. Not having the right time ability was what kept me from getting an F7A upgrade. At the time, I was fine with it, but now, oof. Yep. That's what happened. That's what I don't want to happen to me now. Now, I'm less agitated to miss out on the pyro weapons than I would be the F7A upgrade, but I don't want to miss out on it. I don't want to miss out on anything. I don't want to wait. Oh, all right. I'm not going to sing. You got a little bit. Can you explain the CCU system and how one obtains them? I have a video. Leon's the Lion. I have a video. If you type in Billionaire Ninja CCU guide, it should pop right up there and you can watch that whole video. If it's missing something or you don't understand, leave comments and then I will redo that video. I probably won't have time to do it until after IAE, but I'll try to at least get in and answer your questions if you have some questions in there. If I don't answer in enough time, go to our Discord, which I'll drop a link. I'll drop a link to the Discord. If you go to our Discord, people are always in there. They're always willing to help. I have a really great community in my Discord, and yeah, you just hop in there and you will for sure find somebody willing to help you if the video doesn't get it done for you. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. That's all you get. That's all you get. King Chaos, I see you. You're creating chaos in my stream already. What's up? Oh my goodness. Your high school physics teacher's voice sounded exactly like the Brains. Oh my goodness, I would lose it every day. Oh, why is that? Let's see. Let me put this link in here. I don't want people to miss out. Let's see. We're gonna do. All right, we got our link. All right, putting the Discord in the chat just so people can hop on there. If you have any questions about CCUs or anything like that, hop on the Discord. We got plenty of people that are on there all the time, willing to help. And if all else fails, go watch my CCU guide. And if you have any follow-up questions, just send them to me, at me on the Discord, and I'll try to jump on. Dawson wants his creek back. He can have it. He can have it. I am not a creek person. And you know where I live, they actually say, "What's up, Griffin Gaming? Much appreciation to you. I gotta come hang out with you guys again." I have not had time from literally from sun up to sundown. I have had zero time. It's either do a video, do a stream, or sleep. And I hear I have a family that is very nice. They don't see me very often. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't had a whole lot of time. But I can't wait. When IAE is over, I can get back to the rest and relaxation phase of Star Citizen. Because after reviewing all those ships, I have not slept for a very long time. I took some time off after CitizenCon, though. So I slept then. Let's see. Much appreciation to the dual streamers. I see you. Let's see. I'm still planning to leave those comments you asked for in it. Your CCU video is what actually got me started on your channel. Much appreciated. I'm glad that that's what that video is actually working for people, but I am going to do an updated version of it. I am going to do an updated version. So I will be awaiting those comments because I do want that video to actually work for people. And share it to people who are still a little confused. Because I already have one big tip that's not included in that Citizen Ninja had mentioned, and I don't know why I forgot. But the biggest thing about CCUs, if you're doing a long-term CCU chain, is trying to connect your war bonds to your war bonds. You can spend little money in between just to connect them if it's only like $5, maybe $10. But mainly you want to connect every CCU to the next CCU war bond. You don't want there to be any credits necessary to be spent in there. And that's how you know you're saving the maximum amount of money because it's all war bonded out. So that's one tip that's not in there. So there you have one little extra tip. But we are reaching the end of our stream. So make sure you drop those questions. I'll answer the last few questions and then we will, of course, raid out because that's what we do. Let's see. Who's going to be streaming? Let's see. Ver9JL, I think. Let's see. We got a few people. Z Kudo, but I think I've already done them. Yep, either Gecko or I think that's Virgil. I think that's the way they're named. Ver9JL. Yeah, let's do them. They look like they have they look like they could use a raid over there. What's up, folks? What's your last questions that you got for me? Rapid fire, rapid fire, rapid fire. Let's see. Deadite said the Discord is awesome. I agree. I agree. Let's see. I melted my MSR that I got for $200. CCU to get the TAC for $330. Store credit. Wondering if I made the right choice, but got tired of the MSR and no love. I think the TAC is the better ship, but I do think you could get to the TAC at a much better way. So what I would do is find a ship that has LTI. Right now, one of the best ones I would say is, so you want to get a new ship. So I would probably go for the Intrepid right now, unless you can find an LTI Atlas or something somewhere. You might be able to get one on the gray market if you're open to that, but I would say best choice is to just stick to CIG. But yeah, I'd probably just get that Intrepid and then start your and get the tax CCU, you know, to lock in that price, and then work your way up from that Intrepid, that Crusader Intrepid, all the way up to the TAC, and that's how you save the most money and make sure it has LTI. Yeah, that poor MSR. That poor MSR. Oh man. If I have no CCU chain, do you think it is worth using the current war bonds to save 65 on the Polaris, or just paying the extra 65 for a war bond Polaris so I can melt it if I decide with the buyback option? I think you're better off just the cheapest CCU you can get right now is a 750 to 850 CCU to the Polaris. You might be able to find a cheaper one on the gray market if you're willing to go that route, because a lot of people probably haven't changed their prices yet. So you could probably find like a $25 or $50 one on the gray market. And if you do that, then you actually save the information. What's up, Citizen Her? I see you. Yeah, you can probably save the money if you do it that way. Otherwise, you're probably better off getting the $100 Polaris CCU and then starting your CCU chain over and then trying to save as much money by connecting the war bonds. But the Polaris is in game now, so that kind of changes things. Before it was just a concept. Now it's in game, so it's like, what are you gonna do? But there is, I think, a cheaper ship. If you stop at the Perseus, you get a Polaris anyway. So it's, yeah, there you have it. Starting from $0 though, yeah, I would say you could wait on another LTI token that's like sub $40, but I mean, you're only saving a few dollars in that case. So you could just either get, you can start from a referral if you get a referral ship, or you could do you could just get the Crusader Intrepid and start from like the $60 mark, but it's up to you. All right, that is it for this one. Let's raid over, folks, because I don't want you guys to go into another ad break or anything. Much appreciated, Ubo, for whether you're lurking or you're watching. I appreciate it. All right, let's see. I didn't type the name in like I normally do. I normally type the name in Ver9JL. I think that's spelling out Virgil, if I'm not mistaken. But I am rating Ver9JL. Bam. It is a mature audience's stream, so just so you know. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming in. Thanks Griffin Gaming. Thanks for the first time chatters. Thanks to the dual streamers. Thanks to everybody. Yeah, this was a good stream. We're going to be streaming again tomorrow. Wednesday is the 12 p.m. stream. So if we can pull that off, we'll let you know, but we should be able to pull that off. So there you have it. Shout out to everybody who watched, and thanks for a good stream. Let's raid out. Boom, 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 boom.